Bonjour, bonjour fragrance lovers, welcome back to my fragrance boudoir. In today's video I'm gonna show you my top 10 summer scents, but I thought it would be a bit different to do that with one of my fellow fragrance reviewer, and this is Miguel. But basically what he's gonna do is he's gonna introduce you 5 fragrance for men to wear, and I'm gonna react to his video and also give you scents that are unisex and for ladies as well, because it's for everyone here. Okay, so we're gonna start watching the video.
Bonjour Clémence, thank you very much. I'm really honored to be part of your channel. And for those who don't know me, I'm pretty sure that almost anyone knows me because my channel is in Spanish. I'm also a fragrance reviewer who has a channel that is called Aroma 21. Clémence, we were talking about making a video of 5 proposals for the summer. I want to clarify first that my options are not in a particular order, it's just that all of these options for me are really good for the summer. So let's get into the video. My first option is Versace of Fresh. This fragrance, as it says, is really fresh, and for me this one is I can say the most simple fragrance that is on this list. And this is because it's a really light, a really easy to wear, a really easy to like fragrance that is very citrus, very bright, but also has some fruity notes that gives a really young vibe to the fragrance. So for me, for extreme heat, it's really good. But the downside is that it doesn't really last for too long. But the scent of this fragrance, maybe I can tell you that it's one of my favorite scents ever. The next.
Alright, so we have Versace of Fresh. It's been such a long time I didn't smell this one, so I cannot really comment on it. But what you said that is quite nice is in summertime we really need something that is simple and just fresh to refreshen us. And like you said, like it doesn't really matter about the longevity as long as it's refreshing. And you know, it's part of the game really. Like when you go to a lighter fragrance, a bit more fruitier, this is lasting less, and it's fine. It's here to refresh you, not to be like empowering or something like that. My fragrance like that for ladies, but it's definitely unisex for me, is Dior, and it's ESCALE à Portofino. So this is a scent that I always used to love because it's a very simple, fresh cologne that is very juicy, and when I wear it I can really feel the heat, something like extremely warm weather. And when you, I don't know, like in Cannes, a seaside city, Portofino of course, and you just like enjoying the nature. And I like as well, it's got really like a green undertone, so it's really like holiday, like it's really comfortable basically, and that green tone makes it like I think wearable for everyone. So that would be the scent that I think is quite similar. Let's go for the next one.
The next one of this list is actually my scent of the day. That is Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau. I'm a Jean Paul Gaultier lover, but this one proposed me something really different because the DNA of this fragrance has nothing to do with the DNA of Le Male. So what can we find in this fragrance? Basically it's coconut and some bright notes, like some citrus, like bergamot, like some lemon. So for me, for the summer, I don't really like when it's too hot and I wear this fragrance because as it has the coconut, it gives it a little bit of creaminess, a little bit of thickness. So for me, Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau is perfect for those days that are not really...
Okay, so I'm really happy to see that here. So it's Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau, sorry. I love it, I absolutely love it, and I actually purchased this for myself and I'm waiting to receive it. I think it's amazing, even for the lady, and I can definitely get that very creaminess. If I want to advise something that is quite similar but maybe unisex, that would be for me a niche fragrance, ARQUISTE Sydney Pool Rock. And what I love with this one is got really also that coconut vibe, but it's a bit not as creamier as Le Beau, I would say. It's a bit more softer, and you got really a mineral vibe as well that is really holiday-like, and it's a bit more dry as well. It's not as creamier, exotic, it's much more drier, but you really get that coconut vibe, a bit more lighter, I would say, as it smells a bit more salty as well. It's really more like a seaside holiday-like, whereas I think Le Beau is a bit more tropical and exotic, but I really love the both interpretation of coconut. Okay, next one.
The third one of this list is actually a brand made by a YouTuber, a really famous YouTuber of fragrances, and it's Office for Men. Jeremy actually wasn't lying when he said this fragrance has a really good projection, this fragrance has a really good longevity, and the smell is really, really good. I can tell you that if this is not really a brand new smell, for me it's kind of, I don't want to say sauvage, Ventus, but yeah, it has that kind of vibe, but I think that this one has its own character, and for me this one is a really dry good with a lot of ambroxan, giving a lot of power, a lot of freshness, and some citrus notes. So this fragrance is completely fresh. It's nothing, it has nothing of sweetness, so you will stay fresh all day, you will stay clean all day, and you will project a lot.
Hey, Jeremy is back. I'm quite surprised to see Office for Men here, but definitely it's a fresh scent as well. It's definitely an office friendly, as the title say, and I really enjoy it as well. I agree with you, it's got nothing like really new, but it's a very pleasant fragrance and it's a crowd pleaser, and I think it's really nice, to be fair. I wore it like some time of the day because I've got like a quite big sample of it, and I really enjoy it. So definitely nice, and I would wear it also like for summertime, maybe like more in a work kind of thing, but definitely of it, yeah. If I'm thinking something for lady, but a bit like office friendly and a bit more sunny as well, I would definitely go for Burberry London, just because it's for me the perfect office friendly fragrance. It's non-offensive, but it's absolutely beautiful, and it's usually pleasing anyone. Like it's not complicated, it's easy, but it's pleasing everyone. And what I like with that, it's got like cherry flower, so it's really nice, and it's got that very milkiness of summer. None it smells like the tropic, but in a very elegant way. You get a touch of like mandarin at the beginning, I think it's mandarin, and it's really like I would say juicy. So I do wear it in the daytime in winter, but I also wear it in summer because it's quite versatile. It's really a scent that you can wear anytime, definitely. I agree with that. Next one.
The next one on this list is a flanker of a really famous fragrance, and this one is ACQUA Dior ESSENZA. This is a fragrance that I've just purchased, and wow, it has a really similar smell to ACQUA Dior Profumo, but the difference is that in here we cannot find the incense and the patchouli that is really present on the ACQUA Dior Profumo. For me, the difference between the ACQUA Dior, like the normal one, and this one is that this one has a little bit more of class. It's less bright, it's less citrusy, but for me it's a little bit more marine. It has more salty notes. It's a really delicious fragrance, but the downside, it doesn't last too long. In the beginning, I thought it was going to be a really bitter fragrance, because on the first hour it's really strong, but between the hour 3, the hour 4, it becomes totally a skin scent. So that's the downside of this fragrance, but the scent of this fragrance is amazing.
Okay, so I have to say honestly, I'm really confused with all the ACQUA Dior. It's confusing, so I'm gonna do some samples and do a video on explain to you what's the difference, because it's gonna help me clear in my mind as well. So I'm really glad that Miguel is giving us like a bit of explanation in that. The ESSENZA, as I've seen, like it's more like incensey and it's got that citrus fresh vibe. I think it must be very classy for summer, so I'm happy to see that, and it's definitely a classic. ACQUA Dior, you can't really make it wrong when buying an ACQUA Dior line. That's why I needed to do a video on that. So I wanted to choose a fragrance that is unisex, but a bit like you said, a bit classy and a bit salty as well. So I choose Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt. I think it's a really nice fragrance if you're looking for marine freshness, and also it's got that woody, dry woody vibe that is really a white. I would say when I smell this fragrance, I smell white and I smell also grey. Like it's not like a heavy temperature fragrance, it's more like a grey temperature fragrance, but it's still very warm inside. And it's really for the ones that are missing, I would say, their seaside, because personally I come from the seaside and I miss it a lot living in London. So this fragrance gives me like a little reminder of that, and it's beautiful. And I think it's a very classy fragrance as well for men and ladies. It's definitely no gender in this fragrance, definitely not, but I think it's pretty. And in those kind of marine scent, of course I wanted to talk about Neroli Voyage from Forest, but I think I'm talking too much about this fragrance, so let's be serious.
And my last option for me is really perfect for the heat because it's super bright, super fresh, super young. It's a really good fragrance. That is Versace Pour Homme. This fragrance has a little bit of similarity to Acqua di Gio, but the difference is that it's a little bit more bright. It has more bright citrus notes, and I think that what makes it really interesting is that it has a little bit of creaminess, and this is given by the vanilla. There's a vanilla present on the bottom of the fragrance that makes it a little bit more rounded. It is a little bit softer, because if it was just some citrus notes, I think it would be a little bit too much. But this vanilla gives a roundness, a little bit of sweetness to the fragrance that makes it a really good summer scent. This is a similar smell to Chanel Allure Homme Sport Extreme. So if you have this fragrance or you have smelled the Chanel, you have a little bit of idea of what is the smell of this fragrance.
Okay, so I really agree with that choice. It's again a Versace, and I really like it. I think it's quite a nice fragrance and it's easy to wear as well, so I really enjoy it. When you said this fragrance, this hint of vanilla, a bit more warmer, that is quite creamy, like for this is a bright opening with a creamy undertone for summer, I directly think of Paris Venise from Chanel. This is from Les Eaux collection, so it's really meant for summer, something a bit more fresh here. But the Paris Venise one is the only one that's got a more warmer accord. It's very powdery, you've got a lot of neroli, so it's quite like bright opening as well, but it's really powdery, and you really get that ambery accord and this really warm oriental undertone, a bit like vanilla like, you know. And if you want something like very fresh but with this warm powdery vanilla like, you're gonna absolutely love Paris Venise. And for me it's a fragrance that is really like a veil. I really enjoy spraying it a lot because it really, it's not heavy, it's very fresh but in a different way, and I find it very relaxing, soothing with that baby powder smell. It's nearly like a velvety summer scent, which is absolutely beautiful. It makes me think of Venice, because you get Venice, for me it's a bit more I have a vision of the evening in Venice that are beautiful, you know, this little restaurant down the alley of Venice, and I really think of Venice when I smell that. So it definitely that would be, I think, nice, and it really makes me think of that. So let's do the conclusion, Mr.
And that's basically my top 5 fragrances for the summer. And Clémence, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. If you haven't seen the options that Clémence gave us, you can check it on my channel. Thank you very much, Clémence, and au revoir.
Wow, he says it all, that's perfect. Indeed, I want to thank Miguel for doing this little collaboration. It's always nice to work with different person as well, to see what's different taste and to see what we think about different fragrance. So I think it's very enriching, and for you as well that watching my channel, I think it's nice for you to see a different person as well and to be introduced to different person. Indeed, we made the video together, so it was launched last Friday, I think, and you can see my picks for 5 summer scents, so you can see all of that. Like Miguel says, he says it all. I don't have anything else to say. So yeah, if you want to subscribe to Miguel's channel, of course, is down below. I'm sure you would enjoy his content. That's it, and don't forget to subscribe to mine, to leave me a little like as well. It's free and it's really nice and it helped me as well. So I will leave you there. I hope you're having a nice time, and yeah, that's it. Bye now.